Imagine a book whispered by an angel, delivered to the first man, and guarded through centuries as a key to hidden wisdom. This is the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh, the book of Raziel the Angel. A text so powerful, so enigmatic, that it claims to hold the secrets of the universe, not just the stars and planets, but life itself, its origins, its laws, its mysteries. This isn't just a story. It's a legend, echoing through time, a whisper from the divine that still stirs the curious and the brave. Welcome to Book Therapy. Today, we step into the shadows of history to uncover the tale of this extraordinary book. The Sefer Raziel HaMalakh isn't your average ancient manuscript. It's said to have been handed down from the heavens, straight from the archangel Raziel, whose name means secrets of God, to Adam, the first human, after his fall from Eden. Imagine it, a grieving Adam, cast into a strange and unforgiving world, and an angel descending with a gift, a book meant to guide him, to reveal the hidden workings of creation. But what makes this book so special? Why has it captivated mystics, scholars, and seekers for centuries? The Sefer Raziel isn't just a collection of words. It's a grimoire of practical Kabbalah, a treasure chest of Jewish mysticism, written in Hebrew and Aramaic, brimming with angelic lore, cosmic maps, and spells of protection. It's said to reveal everything, from the movements of the zodiac to the sacred names of God, from the power of speech to the crafting of healing amulets. Some even believe that merely possessing it can shield your home from harm. A book that's half legend, half mystery, and entirely mesmerizing. But where did it come from, really? Legend says Raziel, standing close to God's throne, heard the divine decrees and wrote them down for humanity's sake. After Adam, it passed through the hands of patriarchs like Noah and Abraham, carried by angels like Raphael and Metatron, preserved through floods and exiles. Scholars, however, tell a different tale. They say it emerged in the Middle Ages, perhaps among the Ashkenazi Hasidim around the 13th century, drawing from older works like the Sefer Yetzirah and Sefer Harazim. Ancient wisdom or medieval genius? No one knows for sure, and that's part of its allure. What we do know is this: the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh has left its mark. It's been called one of the most important texts of Jewish magic, a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, a guide to understanding the unseen. From its elaborate angelology to its cryptic teachings on creation, it opens a window into a world where the divine and the human collide. But what secrets does it truly hold? What did Raziel whisper to Adam all those millennia ago? Stick with me, because next time, we're diving into the pages themselves, into the mysteries that have kept the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh alive for centuries. This is only the beginning. Origins and legends. After the fall, when Adam and Eve were cast out of Eden, the world they entered was unfamiliar and perilous. Banished from paradise, they wandered a land where shadows grew long, and the mysteries of existence unfolded before them. The whispers of Eden faded behind them, and every step into this new world carried with it the weight of loss. Yet, according to legend, they were not left to face this desolation alone. In their hour of despair, when hope seemed as distant as the gates of paradise, a divine messenger descended from the heavens, an angel known as Raziel. Raziel, the secret of God, keeper of divine knowledge and guardian of the most profound mysteries of creation. It is said that Raziel, moved by compassion or perhaps bound by celestial duty, gifted Adam a book containing the secrets of the universe. This book would become known as the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh, the book of Raziel the Angel. Imagine Adam, standing in the dim light of a world newly cursed, holding this otherworldly tome. Its pages, they say, shimmered with celestial light, inscribed with letters of fire, shifting and dancing like flames caught between realms. Within its pages lay the knowledge of angels, the fabric of creation, the hidden forces that shape our reality, and the divine words that govern the heavens. It was more than a book. It was a key to understanding the divine, a bridge between mortal man and the infinite wisdom of the Creator. But the story doesn't end there. As generations passed, this sacred book traveled through time and legend. It reached the hands of Noah, who, guided by its wisdom, was able to withstand the great flood and ensure the survival of life itself. Some say that it was the knowledge within these pages that allowed him to construct the ark and endure the cataclysm. The book's wisdom became a beacon, passed down through secret channels, its words whispered from father to son, master to disciple. From Noah, the knowledge flowed onward, touching figures like Abraham, the patriarch who sought understanding of divine mysteries, guided by celestial whispers. Some legends claim that as Abraham stood beneath the stars, contemplating the vastness of creation, it was the secrets of Raziel's book that illuminated his understanding. And perhaps even Moses, as he stood barefoot before the burning bush, heard echoes of Raziel's ancient wisdom. Yet, the most enigmatic figure tied to the Sefer Raziel is none other than King Solomon. Solomon, the wisest of kings, famed for commanding the winds and binding demons, is said to have drawn his power from ancient texts and angelic knowledge. Tales abound of Solomon's mastery over spirits and his understanding of the unseen forces that govern existence. Some whisper that Raziel's book played a role in his legendary command, granting him the knowledge to build the first temple and summon the jinn to shape its foundations. Whether through whispers from the heavens or secret rituals passed down through the ages, the Book of Raziel became synonymous with divine authority and esoteric power. But what exactly did this book contain? What secrets did Raziel entrust to Adam, and what hidden knowledge flowed through the veins of kings and prophets? Was it a guide to bending the natural world to one's will, or a key to unlocking the deepest truths of creation? To uncover the answers, we must venture deeper into the text itself, exploring its structure and the enigmatic content that has intrigued mystics for centuries. What's in the book? To peer into the pages of the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh is to step into a labyrinth of divine secrets, carefully woven into the fabric of mystical tradition. The structure of this enigmatic text is anything but straightforward. It is a tapestry, rich with layers of knowledge, where magic, Kabbalah, and angelology intertwine to form a complex guide to the unseen realms. The composition of the book reflects the very essence of esoteric wisdom. It does not read like a conventional manuscript, but rather a sacred compilation of secrets passed down through the ages. Each section acts as a gateway, unlocking different aspects of the divine mysteries, carefully guarded by angelic forces. To unravel these secrets is to walk a path lined with celestial whispers and cryptic symbols. Let us delve into its key sections, each holding a unique key to understanding the universe. The first section plunges us into the celestial hierarchy, unveiling a hidden world where angelic names hold unimaginable power. Here, the text lists countless angels, each entrusted with a divine duty, their names acting as conduits to spiritual forces beyond mortal comprehension. The names are not mere labels, but sacred vibrations, believed to echo through the heavens and command the attention of the divine. Among these invocations are rituals meant to summon angelic guidance, prayers whispered into the night, and seals drawn with meticulous care. Each invocation carries a specific purpose: protection, enlightenment, healing, or even the bending of fate itself. The practitioner, armed with these names, would stand at the threshold between worlds, calling upon the unseen to lend their power. Beyond the angelic names lies a section that delves into the very origins of existence. The Sefer Raziel HaMalakh offers a mystical interpretation of Genesis, revealing the hidden forces behind the act of creation. It speaks of the primordial light, the divine utterance that set the cosmos into motion, and the sacred geometry underlying all of reality. This section serves not only as a cosmic history but also as a guide to understanding the spiritual architecture of the universe. It describes the flow of divine energy, the arrangement of the celestial spheres, and the delicate balance that holds creation together. For those who sought to comprehend the nature of God and His creation, these teachings offered a glimpse into the infinite. Yet, the Sefer Raziel does not linger solely in the abstract. It provides the seeker with practical tools to harness divine power. In its section on practical Kabbalah, we find instructions for crafting protective amulets and performing sacred rituals. Each spell, each charm, each symbol serves as a means of bridging the earthly and the divine. The amulets described within these pages were said to ward off malevolent forces, offering protection to those who bore them. Spells for healing, prosperity, and protection fill the parchment, each bound to angelic forces and celestial alignments. For those who walked the path of the mystic, these tools were not mere superstition but divine instruments, imbued with sacred purpose. Finally, the Sefer Raziel turns its gaze to the heavens. The section on astrology unveils the celestial clockwork that governs the fate of men and nations alike. Each planet, each star, each constellation holds sway over the fabric of reality. By understanding these cosmic forces, one could align their actions with the will of the heavens. The book delves into the influence of the moon on human emotion, the power of planetary conjunctions, and the secrets of celestial navigation. In the hands of a skilled practitioner, this knowledge could unlock hidden truths, offering guidance in times of uncertainty and revealing the divine patterns that shape our destiny. But these sections are more than mere fragments of knowledge. Together, they form a grand mosaic, each piece interlocking to reveal a greater truth. The Sefer Raziel HaMalakh is not merely a book. It is a map of the divine, a guide to unlocking the hidden forces that govern existence. Yet, even as we uncover these ancient teachings, we are left with more questions than answers. What power lies dormant in these ancient words? And what secrets remain veiled, waiting for the worthy to uncover them? As we journey deeper into its mysteries, we edge ever closer to understanding the true purpose of this arcane tome and the divine forces that shaped it. Mystical teachings and practices. As we delve deeper into the pages of the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh, we find ourselves standing at the threshold of a profound and mysterious realm, a realm where divine names hold immeasurable power, where sacred symbols offer protection against unseen forces, and where rituals serve as bridges between mortals and the divine. This part of the text reveals not just knowledge, but practices ancient, sacred, and shrouded in secrecy. Central to the mystical teachings of the Sefer Raziel is the invocation of divine names. In the esoteric traditions, names are not mere identifiers, they are keys to accessing spiritual realms, each name vibrating with unique energy, capable of invoking the presence of celestial beings. Raziel's book is a repository of these sacred names, a lexicon of divine utterances that, when spoken with proper intent, could call upon angels for guidance, protection, or even intervention. Among these names are those of archangels who stand guard over creation, each governing specific aspects of existence. The book meticulously instructs the seeker on the proper pronunciation of these names, the rituals required to prepare the soul, and the prayers to accompany each invocation. The act of calling upon these names was not taken lightly, it was a sacred rite, a moment where heaven and earth stood still, awaiting the practitioner to pierce the veil and commune with the divine. It is said that through these names, one could seek protection from unseen forces, find clarity in moments of darkness, and even alter the course of destiny. Each invocation was a thread in the tapestry of divine connection, binding the seeker to the cosmic order. Yet, the Sefer Raziel does not stop at prayers and names. For those who sought constant protection, the text provided another layer of defense, the creation of protective amulets. These amulets were more than ornamental objects, they were spiritual fortresses, imbued with divine energy, designed to shield the bearer from malevolent forces. Crafting these amulets required more than mere craftsmanship. The process was a sacred act, performed under precise celestial conditions. Each symbol, each inscription, carried a purpose. Divine names were etched into metal or parchment, alongside sigils representing angelic forces. These inscriptions acted as spiritual anchors, tethering the amulet to higher realms. Amulets for protection against evil spirits, charms to ward off the evil eye, talismans to ensure prosperity. The pages of the Sefer Raziel offer a detailed guide to their creation. The rituals were intricate, often requiring days of preparation, fasting, and prayer. The practitioner would enter a heightened spiritual state, ensuring their intentions aligned with divine will, for only in such purity could the amulet fulfill its purpose. But to wield such power, one could not remain untouched by earthly impurities. The Sefer Raziel also contained teachings on spiritual purification, essential for those who dared to approach the divine mysteries. Purification rites cleansed not only the body but the soul, preparing the practitioner for communion with higher realms. These rites often began with ritual bathing, symbolic of washing away the stains of the mundane. Incense, with its ethereal smoke, carried prayers heavenward, while chants resonated through sacred spaces, lifting the spirit. Fasting and meditation further aligned the seeker with celestial energies, creating a vessel pure enough to receive divine wisdom. Through these practices, the soul would ascend, shedding the weight of earthly concerns, ready to walk the path of angels. It was believed that only after such purification could one truly grasp the teachings held within Raziel's sacred tome. The mystical teachings and practices of the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh were not for the faint of heart. They demanded devotion, discipline, and above all, reverence for the divine mysteries. For those who undertook this path, the rewards were profound: knowledge beyond mortal comprehension, protection from the unseen, and a glimpse into the workings of the divine. Yet, as intricate and detailed as these teachings are, they are merely stepping stones into even deeper mysteries. The Sefer Raziel does not hand its secrets freely. It is a labyrinth, where each revelation leads to further questions, each step forward unveiling new layers of esoteric wisdom. As we turn the pages, we move closer to understanding the greater purpose behind these rituals. What lies beyond the invocation of angels, the creation of amulets, and the path of purification? What secrets did Raziel entrust to humanity, and what price must one pay to uncover them? To answer these questions, we must venture even deeper into the heart of the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh, where the divine and the arcane intertwine, and where the whispers of angels still linger. Historical journey and influence. As the secrets of the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh unfolded through the ages, its journey through history became as enigmatic as the knowledge it contained. This sacred text did not remain hidden in the shadows of antiquity, but instead wove itself into the very fabric of Jewish mystical traditions, passing from sage to seeker, whispering its arcane wisdom across centuries. The transmission of Raziel's teachings through Jewish mysticism is a tale of reverence and secrecy. In the ancient study halls and secluded corners of Kabbalistic communities, the Sefer Raziel was treated as a precious vessel of divine knowledge. It was believed that only those initiated into the esoteric arts could fully comprehend its depth. the text became a cornerstone of mystical practice, influencing generations of scholars and seekers who yearned to pierce the veil of reality and glimpse the divine. Throughout the medieval period, the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh captured the imagination of Kabbalists who saw in its pages the keys to unlocking the secrets of creation itself. Scholars pored over its mystical teachings, decoding the divine names and protective rituals, searching for a deeper connection to the spiritual realm. It wasn't merely studied, it was experienced. Each invocation, each prayer, was a step closer to touching the infinite. Its influence extended beyond the Jewish mystical tradition. As the Renaissance dawned and interest in the occult surged across Europe, the Sefer Raziel found its way into the hands of esoteric scholars and magicians. To them, it was more than a religious artifact. It was a codex of hidden power, a manual for those who dared to command the unseen forces of the universe. Inevitably, the Sefer Raziel drew comparisons to other mystical texts. The Key of Solomon, another famed grimoire, mirrored Raziel's teachings in its detailed instructions for summoning angels and binding spirits. Both texts shared a fascination with divine names and sacred rituals, yet the Sefer Raziel stood apart in its profound connection to Jewish mysticism and its roots in angelic revelation. Likewise, the Zohar, the cornerstone of Kabbalistic thought, delved into the nature of divine emanations and the mysteries of creation, paralleling Raziel's revelations. Yet where the Zohar sought to explain the cosmic order, the Sefer Raziel offered practical guidance, a toolkit for those brave enough to wield its power. As the centuries unfolded, the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh became a beacon for those drawn to the mystical arts, its influence rippling through time. Each hand that held it, each voice that whispered its prayers, carried its secrets forward, ensuring that Raziel's divine knowledge would never be forgotten. But what is it about this text that continues to captivate the minds of seekers and scholars alike? To understand its enduring allure, we must delve even deeper into its legacy. How did it survive through the ages, and what impact has it had on the mystical traditions that followed? Join me as we unravel the enduring legacy of the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh, exploring the echoes of its influence that still resonate in modern mystical practices. Controversies and modern fascination. Yet, for all its revered history, the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh is no stranger to controversy. As with many ancient mystical texts, its origins have long been debated, its authenticity questioned, and its purpose shrouded in mystery. For some, it stands as a divine gift, bestowed upon humanity to bridge the gap between mortal understanding and celestial wisdom. For others, it is a forbidden grimoire, a book of untamed power, whispered about in hushed tones and viewed with a mixture of fear and fascination. The very nature of its creation sparks heated debates among scholars and mystics alike. Did the angel Raziel truly descend from the heavens to place this sacred book into Adam's hands? Or is the Sefer Raziel a much later creation, pieced together over centuries by mystics and scholars who drew inspiration from earlier works of Kabbalah and angelology? Some believe the text emerged during the medieval period, a product of Jewish mystics seeking to preserve and transmit esoteric knowledge in an era fraught with persecution and secrecy. Adding to the enigma is the book's content itself. Its cryptic language, filled with divine names and complex rituals, has led some to question whether it was ever meant for human eyes. Was the Sefer Raziel intended to be a guide for spiritual enlightenment, or a manual for those daring enough to wield supernatural power? This ambiguity has fueled its reputation as both a sacred scripture and a dangerous grimoire, depending on who you ask. In the modern era, the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh continues to captivate those drawn to the occult. Modern mystics and occultists regard it with a sense of awe, believing its pages contain the keys to unlocking hidden forces that govern the universe. Some turn to it for spiritual guidance, seeking to commune with the divine through its prayers and invocations. Others study its pages in hopes of mastering ancient magic, crafting protective amulets, or deciphering celestial influences. In an age where ancient wisdom meets modern curiosity, the Sefer Raziel has found a new life. Digital scans and translations have made this once guarded text accessible to seekers across the globe, each interpreting its meaning through their own lens. Whether viewed as a relic of divine knowledge or a forbidden book of secrets, its allure endures. But why does the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh continue to fascinate us? Perhaps it lies in the promise of forbidden knowledge, the idea that, within its pages, one might uncover truths that transcend time and space. Or perhaps it is the mystery itself that draws us in, the notion that some secrets are too profound to ever be fully understood. Divine mystery or human creation? And so, we come to the ultimate question: is the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh truly a divine key to hidden wisdom, or merely a human attempt to grasp at the unknown? Throughout history, this book has traveled through time, whispered about in secret chambers, revered by mystics, and feared by skeptics. It has been called both a sacred gift from the heavens and a forbidden grimoire. It has inspired faith, curiosity, and even dread. If Raziel truly bestowed this knowledge upon Adam, then it means humanity has always possessed a direct link to the divine, an ancient roadmap to the unseen forces shaping our world. But if the book is the work of scholars, mystics, and scribes weaving together fragments of esoteric thought, then what does that say about our eternal hunger for hidden truths? Even today, the Sefer Raziel HaMalakh remains a book of paradoxes. Some claim its words hold untapped power, that its pages radiate an energy that only the worthy can harness. Others dismiss it as an elaborate compilation of mystical traditions, repackaged and shrouded in myth. But one thing is certain: the book refuses to be forgotten. Its legend endures, its mysteries remain unsolved, and its allure continues to captivate those who seek the secrets of the universe. And so, I leave you with this question. Do you believe the Book of Raziel is a true message from the divine, preserved for those with the wisdom to understand? Or is it a beautiful illusion, a mirror reflecting humanity's eternal desire to touch the infinite? Perhaps the answer is hidden, just beyond the veil. If you want to dive deeper into the world of rare books and uncover more ancient mysteries, make sure to subscribe to Book Therapy. There's always another page to turn, another secret waiting to be revealed.